I left home when I was 15 and became an apprentice jockey with the ambition of being a jockey, and I achieved that, which is no mean feat when only 1 in 1,000 achieve it. I was successful, rode all around the world. I've ridden winners on several different continents, but it was always my ambition to train. So I retired from race riding and I ran my own pre-training establishment and pre-trained horses for Sir Michael Stout, John Gosden, Sir Mark Prescott, Luca Kamani. So I had some very, very good horses through my hands for 2 years. I also trained a purebred Arab to see if I could actually train a horse to win races without stepping into the big arena of thoroughbreds. And then I took my license out to train thoroughbreds 12 years ago, and after 5 years with only 15 horses, we had our first group winner, which was Indian Haven, winning the Irish 2003-2000 Guineas, which is, I bought him as a yearling as well, so it was a double whammy for me. It was great. You know, we've had group winners and listed winners, and from a very small string, and we don't spend a lot of money on horses either. So we have, probably this year we'll have 25 horses. Last year we had 20 and 18 winners. I have one of the best strike rates in of trainers. Have a 47% strike rate in handicaps, which is the second best in the country at the moment. And my ambition for this year is to train at least 20 winners, because that number has eluded me. It's always been 18 or 19, so I want to get to that 20 and probably past it. And also to give my owners fun and hope they enjoy it along the way. Yes, I think the first thing you've got to do is recognise that to get any horse fit, you've got to put a lot of groundwork in. You can't go from being in a field or being in a stable to galloping in a couple of weeks. It really takes at least 8 to 12 weeks to get a horse fit. And what you've got to do is, the first thing you've got to do is give them plenty of groundwork. It's like building a house. You don't put the groundwork in, the house will fall down. Same with getting any animal fit. Even an athlete, you have to start from the beginning. Lots of walking, lots of trotting, and then really you want to incorporate a 20-minute walk before you start to do any trotting, so that you warm the muscles and the ligaments and the tendons up. And then you're trotting, again you want to trot, set yourself an easy pace to trot at, and then break it up and walk, and then trot and walk. Don't set off and do massive amounts of trotting. And it's common sense really to do things slowly rather than quickly. Horses know how to go quick. What you've got to do is get them fit, not get them fast. They know how to go fast. The first feed will be about a pound of race cubes, a handful of Blue Chip Pro, and a handful of the Alfalfa. The second feed will consist of about 2 bowls will be about 4 kilos, 5 kilos, depending on the horse and the size, what they're doing, of race cubes. I think it's one scoop of Blue Chip Pro, and also they have haylage available to them all the time. Haylage is available to them all day. We give them probably 2 slices, which is difficult to quantify the weight, because it depends how compact it's been. But we let them eat as much as they want. So in a couple of hours, I doubt whether he'll eat this in a couple of hours, but if he's eating it, we give them more, so that they've got something to eat all the time. But usually, I would say they get 2 slabs when they come in, and usually that does them until about 4 o'clock. Evening stay was 4 or 5 o'clock, and then they'll be groomed, and then they'll get 2 slabs again with their evening feed, and then I check them at 10 o'clock, and if at 10 o'clock they've eaten it all, I give them another slab of hay. So it's available to them all the time. Well, fortunately here in Newmarket we have fantastic facilities, and what you didn't see this morning is for the last 4 weeks they've been walking through big wooden stalls out on the heath. Each time after their exercise on their way in, they walk through the big wooden stalls, which are twice the width of a normal stall and twice as high. So it gets them used to walking through things and there being a structure over their head. And this week we've been taking them down to the back of the racecourse, where again there's a set of old 3 stalls which they've cut one out, so one is double size and one is normal size, and they've been walking through them, and we just let them walk through and build up their confidence. And then this morning for the first time we've taken them through the Steriline stalls, which are the stalls that are used on the racecourses, and again we walk them through the practice stalls, through the double size one, and then bring them round and walk them through the Steriline. And it's basically to give them confidence, so that it's not a big deal to them when we start to shut them in, which is the next stage. We have our own stalls here which are very similar to the Steriline, and we'll bring them in here and we'll put them in groups of 3, close the front gates and the back gates, and we'll let them stand in there for a minimum of 2 minutes, probably 3. We'll feed them some grass while they're stood in there so that they relax and it's comfortable for them. And then the next stage is we take them back to the Steriline stalls, put them in and let them bounce out and gallop from the stalls, and then they're ready to race.